All right, let's get right to work. We'll start with the AR-15/M16 rifles. Now, the weapon that you find in the field may not look exactly like any of the ones that you see today. In fact, the chances are it won't look exactly like any of these. However, what you need to be able to do is identify which family of rifles the one you have found belongs to. And if it is any of these four that we're going to go over, you'll know how to unload and clear it. What we have to do is remove the magazine and then open the bolt. This ensures that there are no cartridges in a feeding mechanism, and then that there is no cartridge chambered and ready to fire. Once you've done that, the weapon is safe. Now, in general, we want to perform these operations with the safety of the rifle engaged. And on most of them, that's possible, although there are exceptions. With the AR-15 or M16 pattern of gun, the safety is something that we can engage while we're doing this unload and clear. So first, engage the safety. Next, remove the magazine. There's a button located right here. When depressed, that allows the magazine to either drop free or allow you to pull it free. We're going to do that without touching the trigger. So push the button and remove the magazine. Next, we want to open the bolt. The bolt handle on the AR-15 style or family of weapons is located here on the back of the receiver. Grasp this, make sure to depress the locking spring-loaded plunger, and then pull the bolt open. This will require some force, but once it's open, you can hold it there and look inside the chamber to ensure that it's empty. If there is a round chambered in the gun when you do this, it should automatically eject when you open the bolt. However, this isn't guaranteed. If the gun is not in good mechanical condition, you may have a cartridge that's stuck in the chamber. So you definitely want to visually inspect to make sure that the chamber is empty at this point. Once you've confirmed that the magazine is removed and the chamber is empty, you can close the bolt and know that the rifle is unloaded, safe, and clear. You may encounter an AR-15 with a dust cover that is closed like this. In this case, you apply exactly the same procedure. When you open the bolt, the dust cover will automatically open, like that.
First thing we want to do is we want to make sure that this selector is on safe. If it is originally on fire, just use your thumb to flip it to the safe position. If it does not flip to the safe position, don't worry. Still make sure that we maintain our proper muzzle discipline and we keep our fingers straight off the trigger. Next, we want to remove the magazine. On the right hand side of the rifle, you'll see your magazine release. Using one of your thumbs, press the magazine release and remove the magazine. Just because we removed the magazine, we need to now safe the rifle. Keeping it pointed in a straight direction, grab the charging handle, pull straight back. Inspect the chamber for a round and allow the bolt to come forward. If you cannot get it on safe, now you will be able to. Now, once we've done that, we have two options.
Pull sharply on the charging handle and pull it to the rear as far as it'll go. If there is a round in the chamber, it should pop out when you do this. But you still need to look inside the chamber, and to get a good look in there, we need to lock the bolt open. So over here on the left side of the gun, we have the bolt catch, also called the bolt release. Push in the lower portion of this thing, and at the same time, pull back on the charging handle, and now the bolt will be locked open. The charging handle is going to be loose like this, so just push that back in until it clicks into place.
Be fine, as long as it's obviously not pointed at me. Let's go ahead and check though. So this button right here, what this does is this will, if you push it in this direction, it will release the bolt in the carrier to the closed position if this were back and locked. With no magazine in here though, if I were to pull this back, it's just going to come forward again. But what you can do is you can push down on the release when the charging handle is pulled back, and you can lock it open. So I'm going to try to do that with this in the frame here of the camera. I'm going to pull this back and I'm going to push this down. All right. So as I pulled the charging handle back, I pushed this lever down and I have locked the bolt and the carrier in the open position. While doing that, it also released the dust cover open. So I'm going to go ahead and flip it around in a safe direction. Front is a little bit out of the frame here, but that's okay. We're not looking at the front right now. We're looking right here. This button right here, or this lever, I should say, is the safety lever. So it's on safe right now, and I hope you can see that. So I can't pull the trigger. If I wanted to fire it, I would switch this. I'm going to pull this down, and now it points at the fire position. Obviously, I can't fire it now either because obviously there's no round in here. The bolt has locked back. But that is how the safety works. So you load your magazine. What you should do is you should have it on safe. Load your magazine, get everything ready. Everything's clear. You're now ready to fire the rifle. So you're going to press this. You've released the bolt. It's back in. It's stripped the round off. Everything's clear. Still can't fire. Now you're going to switch it to fire. You're ready. Pull the trigger. You've just shot.
The magazine release works much the same as it does on most modern pistols. Insert the magazine, press the magazine release, release the magazine. If you live in California, this button here will have a California compliant bullet button. The outside of it cannot be pressed. The very inside of it has to be pressed with a bullet or other sharp pointed object. The left side of the rifle has two controls, a fire safety selector switch and a bolt catch. Currently the rifle is on safe, which means you can't pull the trigger, flip it to fire, and you can shoot. Once the weapon has been discharged, you cannot re-engage the safety until the gun has been cocked or charged. To charge the weapon, pull it all the way back and release it, and now you can put it on safe. The bolt catch release, the way it looks like a one position switch, but it's actually a rocker. The way it works is pull the charging handle all the way to the rear, push on the bottom of the bolt catch and hold the bolt open. To release the bolt, press the top of it.